Fame, money, attention, girls. At one point, these young Kenyan stars had it all. The spotlight, the fans, the headlines. But behind the fame and success was a darker story unfolding. One fueled by pressure, bad choices and addiction. Today we take a deep look at some of Kenya's most promising young celebrities who fell off. Not because they lacked talent, but because drugs and alcohol took control. Some disappeared from the public eye completely. Others, their downfall was loud and messy. In this video, let's look at the harsh reality of what fame can do when no one is watching. Stick around until the last one cause he almost brought down 69, the American rapper. Let's get into it. We all knew Maddox Gang, an iconic three-man gengeton group made up of X-Ray, Maddox and Odiwa Moranga. The three first linked up back in 2015 in Githurai, but it wasn't until December of 2018 that they really shook the scene with their breakout hit song, Rieng. That track kicked off a wave of street anthems and defined the gengeton era. Songs like Mboko Haram, Kidole and Madhogodhanyo turned them into household names across Kenya. Maddox Gang received a lot of success and had shows all over Kenya, especially in Nairobi. Over time, fans of Maddox Gang and gengeton in general started saying that their sound was becoming too repetitive. Same beats, same flows, and the same topics. Some musicians stuck to the same formula, while others tried to evolve. But by then, the hype has started going down. People stopped listening to gengeton, and so the money and fame went down. After dominating the charts and becoming a fan favorite, one of the three Maddox members seemed to have been affected the most. Maddox began to struggle behind the scenes. Over time, it became clear that he was battling addiction to drugs and alcohol. Maddox looked like he was always hanging out in cheap liquor joints. He looked depressed and like he had lost a lot of weight. And in most recent appearances, he seems intoxicated and completely out of it. In recent interviews, he seems like he doesn't quite understand what he's saying or doing, and although some people have tried to help him, he still has a long way to go. Maddox's story in particular is heartbreaking, a talented artist whose light dimmed too soon due to addiction. It's a wake-up call not just for artists but for fans too, to look beyond the hype and remember that these stars are human. As fans, we can only hope that Maddox finds the help that he needs and that someday, the full power of Maddox Gang might shine again. Next up is the vibrant streets of Gota City, a hood located just after Donholm on your way to Kayole. Meet Stupid Boy, a very controversial artist who blew up overnight and took over the streets of Nairobi with the song Jibag Najat. In the original song, he collaborated with two others and delivered this masterpiece in January of 2024.
Kipao. Wanauliza niko wapi, niko Rurasho. Inika Nairo mind your business 254. Nani follow manze kama Jesus disciple. Rapa round me na kandanga kama chapo. Kauna lugha enda west ikatuke mamboch. Kani ngoma mimi nasikizanga world boss. Eti best rapper Kenya ni Calligraph Jones. Sasa nyuktopizwa kwa round huko New York. Niko insecure ile design ya Sauti Sol. Mademu wamepararaka dansa wa Willy Paul.
The song quickly went viral and major artists rushed to do a remix with him. On March of 2024, Stupid Boy together with Major, Breeder, Godi Tena, and Spoiler delivered this masterpiece that has gained over 7 million views on YouTube. After the fame and exposure, Stupid Boy's pride and controversy started to emerge. I remember seeing a video where he was trying to get into a club and refusing to pay the entrance fee because he was a celebrity. He seemed to focus more on partying and getting high instead of producing another song while he was still relevant. This cost him a lot and soon people started to forget about him. He did a few interviews and his true colors continued to show, with him even taking shots at the OG himself. Within a few months, he was addicted to mainly alcohol and he could be seen going live and talking trash. He tried redeeming his career with this song that he did with his friends, but it wasn't received well by the people. This made him seem depressed and he got deeper into addiction until fans started calling people to help him. Obina stepped up and managed to get him into a rehab where he spent a few months and came out clean. After he got out of rehab, he was seen with Obina, who continued to help him with his new songs and even claimed that he had been born again. After spending a few days with Obina and his staff, Stupid Boy returned to his hood and almost immediately went back to his old lifestyle of drinking. He continued to be controversial and has even started talking trash about Obina, the same person who helped him get back on his feet. Very few people get a second chance in life. Considering Obina's influence in Kenya, he should have stayed close to him, worked on some music, and capitalized on Obina's influence. Today, Stupid Boy is still drinking and looking for drama. Tyler Mbaya, also known as his stage name Baha, gained his fame through the popular TV show we all loved called Machachari. Taylor started acting Machachari at a young age of around 6 years and continued to do so until Machachari came to an end in 2019. In 2020, he started dating Georgina Jenga and later introduced her on his social media account. Things seemed to be going well for the couple, and in 2022, they welcomed their daughter, Asra. Taylor had a lot of potential because he is well known and most actors struggle with making a breakthrough. His came when he was just a child. As a couple, they went through a lot that would have made many couples break up. First, Georgina's nudes leaked, and this shocked a lot of people, but Baha stood by her. Then Baha got into a scandal of his own when a nurse exposed him for scamming her. Then another man also claimed that Baha owed him money, and that's when it emerged that Taylor had a gambling problem. Later, these two broke up in what I think was a mature way. There was no drama or anger towards each other. A few months ago, Taylor's nudes leaked where he exposed himself being some unspeakable things. It seems like along the way, Taylor started being more of Baha, and he even spoke about it in an interview that he did. For Taylor, his story is not as bad and he seems to be getting his life in order. Let's hope that there won't be another scandal, especially considering that these two are parents and both have nudes online. You probably remember this iconic intro that was everywhere in the early 2020s.
Magix Enga on the beat.
Magix Enga is my favorite one on this list, and I honestly believe that he had the most potential. Magix Enga played a big role in the rise of gengeton music in Kenya. He was one of the top producers behind many popular songs and worked with big groups like Boondocks Gang, Ethic, and Sailors. His beats had a unique sound that made gengeton exciting and fun to listen to. His producer tag, Magix Enga on the beat, became well known and got people hyped. He also made his own songs, showing he could do more than just produce. Magix Enga helped gengeton grow and inspired many young artists in Kenya. In the middle of the gengeton era, American rapper 69 released this song. After listening to it, Magix Enga realized that 69 had used his beat and had not been informed. Magix Enga contacted YouTube and reported 69, and a few hours later, YouTube removed 69 songs, which is titled Goba. This meant that they investigated and actually found out that the beat used actually belonged to Magix Enga. When 69's team realized this, they decided to contact Magix Enga and agreed to compensate him. Instead of Magix Enga asking for a decent amount, he asked for $900, which is equivalent to 100,000 Kenya shillings. He talked to YouTube and informed them that they had reached an agreement. A few hours later, the video was returned to 69's YouTube account. Magix Enga posted on his social media that it was his decision to restore it, and he expressed forgiveness towards 69. But here's the funny part. It is alleged that after consulting with colleagues, Magix Enga realized that the money he had asked for was too little and he could have actually gotten millions since the song could not be reinstated without his permission. He returned the money and asked for more, but by this time it was too late and YouTube had already made their decision. The song Guba now has over 900 million views. That's almost a billion views. Every time I listen to it, I can't help but imagine how talented this guy is. Throughout his career, Magix Enga has produced hits like Dundaing by King Kaka and Christoph and Rieng by Boondocks Gang. He worked with both Ethic, Otile Brown, King Kaka, and many more Kenyan icons. I believe that producing music is even harder than actually singing, and if Magix Enga had charged a fair amount and invested in a good studio, he would still be relevant up to this day. I saw videos of him hanging out at liquor places, and he also seems to be battling with addiction, and at some point he even asked for help from his fans. When interviewed by Obina, he said that most artists that he worked with abandoned him and moved on. He even posted on how artists took advantage of him and then left, as you can see in the caption of this Instagram post. Lately, he has been working on a few projects as both a producer and an artist. Gengeton opened doors for a lot of musicians and dancers, some that are still influential up to this day, but for some, life just happened. For some time, every song that Magix Enga touched turned into an anthem. Every group that he worked with became stars. His sound was the heartbeat of the streets, and for a while, it felt like nothing could stop the rise. But the spotlight doesn't last forever. As fast as the wave rose, it began to crash. The genre was everywhere, too everywhere. Songs started sounding the same, criticism grew louder, and the energy that once felt fresh started to feel forced. With time, fans moved on, the hype slowed, and the beat stopped trending. But if you listen closely today, you can still hear the echoes of that era in matatus, TikTok, and in the streets. They call me Jay. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you on the next one.